Greetings, fellow cancer fighters. This message is coming to you from an undisclosed location far south of the U.S. border. I am Maureen Long, a target of an FDA witch hunt. Camelot Cancer Care not only managed to survive in exile, as you all know, many fellow practitioners are deceased under suspicious circumstances, but there has been a silver lining to the cloud of persecution. The clinic we founded in Cancun is offering not only DMSO-based natural chemotherapy not available within the U.S., but also multiple immune-boosting agents which are either price-fixed to be unaffordable, HGH, human growth hormone, or banned outright within the United States. Many patients are taking advantage of a loophole in the law, coming to Cancun to pick up these supplies every 4 months, 3 times a year. By treaty with Mexico, Customs is required to allow patients to return with up to a 120-day supply of medications for their own personal use, so long as accompanied by a prescription. The U.S. has many direct flights to Cancun, a tropical vacation resort paradise. It is very safe and it is served by a big international airport. Following are the 3 banned immune boosters, which are already available at Holy Grail Health in Cancun or will be soon. Number 1, Gentropin HGH, human growth hormone. Every patient over the age of 40 is deficient in this vital hormone, which protects our immunity and gives us stamina and vitality. It makes as much sense to supplement it as it does to replace deficient thyroid, for instance. But feds have relentlessly persecuted doctors, even when they kept good records and could prove their patients were in need of this supplement. An excellent brand, Gentropin, made by Gene Science Labs, tests out equal to the top U.S. manufactured brands, and for that reason is banned from U.S. import. It is available in Cancun for a fraction of the price, roughly $1,500 for a 3-month supply, which is included free within the treatment fee at Holy Grail Health in Cancun. To understand the huge breakthrough discovery of the benefits of human growth hormone, you can Google Rudman Report HGH and see the 1990 study article that came out in the New England Journal of Medicine. Men over 60 at a Wisconsin VA hospital had their vitality and stamina restored by this amazing supplement. Within 6 weeks, it turned back the clock for them, reversing many age-related degenerative diseases. In the aftermath of that published clinical study, the FDA immediately restricted access to human growth hormone. Why? It became obvious that seniors were enjoying restored vitality and immunity. We can all connect the dots here. People on HGH no longer had need of many of their other prescriptions and were free of side effects associated with them. So, of course, Big Pharma used the feds to restrict human growth hormone with a vengeance. The FDA also published a huge lie without any supporting evidence, claiming that human growth hormone, HGH, being a cell generator, would cause cancer to progress. By that line of reasoning, we should all stop eating peppers and tomatoes because they are members of the deadly nightshade family and might be poisonous, especially since breakthrough discoveries made by Dr. Thomas Seyfried exposing cancer as a metabolic disease. We now know that malignant cells do not operate under the same molecular mechanics as normal ones. HGH boosts human immunity, thereby allowing the patient a chance to defeat the malignancy by natural means. I know this to be true because one of my former patients was Howard Turney, the father of human growth hormone, who shared a secret with me years ago. When it became clear to him after the 1990 Rudman report came out that the FDA was not going to lift its restriction and allow human growth hormone to be prescribed for seniors, the immune-suppressed population most in need of it, he opened a rejuvenation and longevity clinic featuring HGH in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, about 20 years ago, much to the fury of the feds. It was beyond their jurisdiction, and U.S. patients were streaming across the border to gain access and recover their health. For months, Mr. Turney refused to allow cancer patients into the treatment program until an older patient whose malignancy had progressed and felt he had nothing to lose begged him to make an exception in his case, saying, "Let me be your test subject. I will sign any waiver you want." Intrigued by the possibility that the FDA had lied and touched by the man's plea, he agreed. When the patient's scan came back cancer-free, he called a staff meeting and informed all clinic doctors and nurses that the old policy was no longer in effect. There was never any evidence to support the FDA lie, and he was seeing direct evidence that cancer patients were benefiting by the immune-boosting properties of HGH. In answer to the unspoken question, no, Mr. Turney did not publish any study. It would have been politically incorrect, professional suicide, for any of the big journals to publish a study which disproved an FDA pronouncement. HGH has proven beneficial to cancer patients, an open secret for decades. Number 2 on the natural immune system booster list, available at Holy Grail Health, is RERUM, R-E-R-U-M. The next generation evolved from GCMAF. As most of you may be aware, many doctors who were involved in studies with GCMAF, treatment for autism and cancer, have all been raided and many suicided. GCMAF stands for globulin component macrophage activating factor. Because it was derived from blood components, the FDA and its UK and EU equivalents invoked jurisdiction and ruthlessly raided all labs producing it, cutting off the supply to cancer patients. I am happy to announce that a few German scientists have managed to create a formula which does not rely on any blood components and is technically an herbal supplement which can be shipped without refrigeration, but not into the US or the UK. Customs will seize. Cancer patients seeking RERUM will be able to find it at Holy Grail Health in Cancun in the coming months at affordable cost. Immune booster number 3, saved the best for last, customized transfer factor. This is a potent customized supplement, highly illegal within the U.S. For no good reason. It is made by inoculating the udder of a pregnant cow or goat with a small amount of the patient's clotted blood a few weeks prior to the animal giving birth. Her body responds to the inoculation in the weeks leading up to the delivery, and her milk will then be customized to the cancer patient. Pardon my oversimplification. I am doing this for a general audience here. The dairy herdsman is free to board an animal for its owner, ear tag it to avoid confusion, and ship its milk to the intermediary clinic, which can direct it on to the patient who awaits it. In Mexico and countries further south, property rights are respected. No agency dictates what a farmer can and cannot do with his livestock. Dairy herdsmen with farms at higher, cooler elevations within Mexico are eagerly signing up for this program. Yes, we expect the cost to be affordable, and the logistics can also be worked out as to how to get customized milk to the patients who need it, perhaps in dry powdered form when coming to Cancun periodically to pick up HGH and rerum supplies. These 3 natural immune boosters, especially number 3, customized transfer factor, represent promising hope for stage 4 cancer patients with lung involvement. We are speaking of pure raw milk, unpasteurized, with vital enzymes intact, farm fresh from veterinary certified healthy animals, customized to fit the cancer patient. Those of you who have read Travis Christofferson's book, Tripping Over the Truth, and understand the heterogeneity, which means wide variation between tumors, even within the same patient and among patients with the same diagnosis, will understand the need for this forbidden natural treatment and why Big Pharma cannot create the customized drugs. The inoculation procedure for creating customized transfer factor is unregulated in Mexico. Thus, it is legal by default, so long as discreetly under the radar. Their federal health bureaucracy does not have the inclination, let alone the manpower and tax revenue, to seek out and terrorize their independent dairy herdsmen. They would be risking another revolution. I believe our descendants will look back in horror at the cancer holocaust, an average of 1,600 cancer deaths every day in America alone, and feel outrage at the cancer industry cartel and its use of federal thugs to maintain its monopoly through tyranny. History will view clandestine clinics in a new light, a ray of hope for patients seeking better survival prospects. For now, even clinics south of the U.S. border, beyond U.S. jurisdiction, are obliged to proceed as though they are running a speakeasy during the Prohibition era. If you will pardon the terrible pun, it is utterly asinine that life-giving milk from inoculated animals who have responded with antigen antibody responses customized to fit the individual cancer patient must be treated as though it was 1920s bathtub gin. That's it for the 3 most potent immune boosters. We hope more cancer patients in need will make the trip to Holy Grail Cancer Care in Cancun. I try to answer all emails from patients, but am often traveling between clinics. And between countries. It is a sad reality that, for security reasons, patients cannot expect to see me in person. I can be reached by email at info@HolyGrailCancerCare.is. However, anyone needing a case evaluation, an email consult, no charge, please first go to the old Camelot Cancer Care website, now with its hosting migrated to Iceland, and complete the brief medical history form that comes up when you click on the top green button for Get a Case Evaluation. Just click on Submit when complete and you're done. You can expect a reply within 24 hours, often within only an hour or two, depending on where I happen to be en route and the time zone difference. Please be patient. I use only a desktop computer with VPN, never a tablet or cell phone. Here is the link to the new website, which offers Camelot's new weaponized treatment protocols and then some. Buenos dias.